One Scene 1 of Macbeth. Why is Shakespeare famous? Loads of reasons. One of the most important things is he was a great storyteller. He was able to write plays that appealed to a broad audience. If you can visualise the globe where most of his plays were produced in the 1590s and the first decade of the 1700s, or 17th century, the 1600s, this was a place where all of London society gathered, from the very, very, very wealthy and rich and privileged aristocracy to the poorest people who could afford whatever it was, the penny or halfpenny it was, to come in and see a play. So his plays had to be well written in terms of storytelling. They had to address themes which are relatable and universal. They had to have characters who were fascinating. And they had to have engaging openings. I don't think there's a scene that he wrote in all of his plays, and I've read them all. They're over there. I don't think there's an opening scene that he wrote that's better than the first scene of Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 1. It's amazing, and it's short. What happens? On stage, you have these three sisters. The weird sisters. Sorry, not sisters, the weird sisters. The atmosphere is ominous, which means there's a sense of foreboding, which means that something bad is going to happen. These witches, or the weird sisters, appear on stage. Now, let's start straight away with the idea of witches. The play has a supernatural element. Supernatural, technically in this play, means outside of the laws made by God for man. So God himself is a supernatural figure. So he's not limited by the laws that he made for man. The witches are not human. So have that in your mind from the outset. They are creatures created by the devil, sent to earth to take human form and to create mischief. That's heavy shit straight away. Now, if you were a member of Shakespeare's audience, you wouldn't have needed that explained to you. For them, witches and the existence of witches was a fact of life in the same way as if I look up at the sky and I see an aircraft flying over, I understand that, modern technology, engineering has made that possible. Shakespeare's audience believed that witches existed. They believed in God, they believed in the devil, they believed in damnation, they believed in that Christian view of the world. So when the play opens with three witches on stage, that sends a message that this play is going to be about corruption. And immediately it's intriguing. It's an intriguing opening scene. The witches, when they speak in a background of thunder and lightning. There's a stage instruction which says there's thunder and lightning. And again, that's an example of a technique being used by Shakespeare called pathetic fallacy, whereby the mood or the atmosphere is connected to the weather or the season. So the storm that happens at the beginning of the play reflects or foreshadows what's coming in the play. This is not going to be a happy, light, romantic comedy. This is going to be a dark, tragic story of human ambition and failure. That's all hinted at by the appearance of these scary figures and by the storm imagery. When they speak, they reveal that there is turmoil or chaos in the Kingdom of Scotland. They reveal that a battle, as they speak, is being fought, and they predict when it will end. So this is one of their, you'll see this in a separate video, what makes them supernatural. One of their supernatural powers is their ability to predict the future, and they foretell that the battle will end before the end of the day. And they agree to meet again later upon this heath. The heath is like the Curragh in County Kildare, an open area of moorland or bogland. And they say that they're going to go and meet Macbeth. Now, Macbeth is a Thane or a Lord of Scotland. And what we have is a very, very, very powerful example of association. The witches are evil. By their very nature, they're created by the devil. They are evil. The fact that they say that they're going to meet Macbeth associates him with that evil, casts a shadow over his character, foreshadows what will come later in the play. They leave the stage and their final words suggest disorder and chaos in the natural world, or the world of man. They are, build your vocabulary folks, malevolent characters. Look at that word mal, apologies. Look at that word mal. It begins, mal means wicked, corrupt, evil. Malevolent, the opposite to benevolent. Ben means good, kind, giving. Mal means wicked. They are malevolent characters. Their purpose is to cause chaos, and their connection with Macbeth immediately suggests corruption. And the first quote that you're going to learn, and you're going to build your vocabulary, but also build your knowledge of the play through learning quotation, is the wonderful "fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and filthy air." Amazing. That's your first quote that you're going to learn. Look at the language. You have that very unusual rhythm. So the rhythm of the witches, the meter of the witches' words is disjointed, which suggests that they're somehow otherworldly. We have the reference to their ability to fly, another supernatural power. So that means that they are able to defy the laws set down by man, so they can fly. And this wonderful "fair is foul and foul is fair" creates mystery and ambiguity in the play. Sorry. What does that mean, fair is foul? How can that be true? Ambiguity means confusion, the lack of clarity. And that's what the witches want to do. They want to create confusion. They want to create chaos. They are agents of the devil. Their job is to disrupt God's law. God's law is designed to bring order. That's why it's called a natural order. Their purpose is to create disorder and chaos. But when they say fair is foul, they mean good is bad and foul is fair. They're talking about the idea of creating chaos. But there's no question whatsoever that that is a great example of Shakespeare's use of imagery, and it alludes to Macbeth's character. Because the very next scene, we get this depiction of Macbeth as fair, as a hero, as a man who is a great warrior, who is patriotic, who loves his country, loves his king, loves his God, and puts his life on the line to protect all of them. And yet the truth is that under the surface, under that veneer of heroism, he is corrupt. And that's what the play is about. And that's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons, why Act 1, Scene 1 is the best opening scene that Shakespeare wrote. And the man was a genius.